This tiny thing is my shield. Whatever happened to my large shield from last year? What do you mean, budget cuts?
Hello everyone and welcome to the recent review. Today we're going to be taking a look at set number 71311, Kopaka and Melum Unity Set. The set contains approximately 171 pieces, was released in the winter of 2016, and during time of release was approximately $25. Before we get into this review, let me quickly get the disclaimer out of the way. Just because there are pros and cons in this video does not necessarily mean they are my personal opinion. All the comments made are to be as objective as possible and taken either from the community or as objective facts about the set that I can represent on camera. Unless I explicitly say so, please do not assume that any comments I make are my personal opinion. Alright, let's get on to the review. Starting off with Kopaka, since he's the largest. Kopaka's changed, actually quite substantially from his 2016 form. He's a lot more sleek, a lot less bulky, and he's got a lot less gold. One of the major complaints of Kopaka from 2015 was all the gold, and that's pretty much gone in reverse now. He only has 2 pieces of gold on him when Melum isn't on him, and that's on his upper legs. So a lot of people actually do not like the fact that there's so little now. However, aside from that, people are quite happy with his build. Color scheme wise, he's got a lot more silver, kind of technically speaking less white, and this time in exchange for more dark blue. Now on the 2015 version, the dark blue was mainly centered on his upper legs in the form of stickers. Now we still have dark blue stickers, however those have been moved over to his much smaller shield. The only thing that is larger technically about Kopaka would be the sword, and last time he had a lance, however most people really remember him with the sword. And we do see that here. It's got this really impressive looking system enhanced hilt, and then the large new blade pieces, which we'll get to in a moment. Another thing we see, touching on the shield, it is definitely smaller, it's Technic built now, and we also have the blaster on it. Let's go ahead and get the recolored pieces out of the way. As far as recolors are concerned, I can't speak really to the bone pieces. I haven't done the necessary research, and I'm sure you guys will, as to whether or not any of them are recolors. I'm fairly confident that none of them are, however, feel free to correct me over and over and over again in the comments below. Now what is a recolor, and I can say this for sure, are the lower arm pieces. We can see that these are new in Metru Blue. And it's kind of neat to have them, although a lot of people don't like that we have such a large chunky piece like this in Metru Blue when it's usually only an accent on a set of this color scheme. More new recolored pieces would technically be the Vorok's armor pieces on his shoulders. They're new in silver, however you will be able to find them in other 2015 sets. However, it should be mentioned that yes, they are technically new recolors. As far as new pieces are concerned, let's go down to up. We have 2 pieces of unification on his lower legs, a 3rd on his back, and a 4th on Melum, all in silver this time. We also have the new crystal piece, this time gold melded with a transparent light blue, and that's kind of neat to see. We have the new pelvic piece in gunmetal, the torso beam in black, and the new torso piece in white. And the printing on this actually looks really cool. A lot of people enjoy this thoroughly. However, many have noted that it kind of has this murky green color on it, which we haven't really seen with ice characters. So it's interesting to note. Right in the center of the chest piece, which, by the way, is definitely much different in aesthetics to usual CCBS. You can kind of see it right here. It's very detailed and kind of greebly, and right next to it is a very smooth, wide piece. So some people like that, and some people do not. It depends on your views of CCBS versus original Bionicle. Anyhow, on this torso piece, we see that the Nuva symbol has returned, and you see it right on his torso in silver, and a lot of people really have enjoyed that reference back to 2002/2003. Up on the head, we do have the new eye stalk piece, and it's shorter, kind of spiky in the back, and as a result of this, while the eye stalk piece of 2015 was never really all that great light piping wise, this one is even worse. It's very difficult to get light to shine through the eyes and kind of light up in the front. We also have 2 new masks, and the mask is something a lot of people really enjoy about this set. It's very characteristic of Kopaka. It does slightly resemble the one from 2015. However, the main feature that people really like about it is that the telescope on the right side of his mask is actually hollowed out, or to a certain degree. This allows you to add a Lego stud piece or anything of that diameter to that specific indentation. It's really great, adds a lot of customization to the mask, and you get 2 of them. One white melded with silver, and another gold melded with transparent blue. A lot of fun, it looks really cool, and a lot of people really like it. Finally, as far as new pieces are concerned, we do have the new sword piece. Now this time, it's actually kind of weird because they didn't really make a new sword piece. They actually just used the one from Galley. So, if you get Galley, you'll have 3 of the same color of sword piece, just to let you know. As far as functionality is concerned, Kopaka has 2 primary functions, ignoring all of the standard points of articulation, 3 in the arms, 3 in the legs, 1 in the head, and now the new 1 in the waist. The 1 in the waist is quite important, and I'd like to cover a few things real quick. When you turn the gear on the back, which will turn his upper torso, giving it the whole swing back and forth motion, some people have noted that there is a notable audible squeaking sound, and it's quite obnoxious. There are 2 ways to fix this. 1, you can take the 2 pieces apart, the pelvic piece and the upper torso beam, and then put them back together. And a lot of people have reported that does solve the issue to a certain degree. Others have said that before you put them together, go ahead and just take a dry Q-tip and just swab around the pelvic piece, then put it together. Others have reported that that also works. However, the downside to this is that all your friction will be lost, and it'll be quite loose as a result, flopping all about. So, if you don't mind the noise, I recommend keeping it there. However, if you really do mind it, discretion is advised. So that is one function. The other one is the blaster, and obviously it's just the protector blaster that we saw back in 2015, and you just turn this black gear right back here behind the shield, and it'll fire as per usual. Something neat is that on Kopaka, on his upper waist, is his hip. We can see that he has this kind of revolving quick reloader kind of thing, and it has 6 additional shots. This is really cool and something he shares with Umarak and Onua. So you don't have all these loose pieces kind of just floating around, it's all kept compact on the set. A couple of other things to mention with Kopaka is that some people do and do not like his shield. See, the stickers on Kopaka 2015 were relegated to CCBS shells on his upper legs. This time, stickers are once again in use. Now, I don't know where everyone stands on the whole sticker debate. Some like it, some do not, some like the option, some don't like to have to put it on to have the complete set, and in that instance, others prefer to have printing. However, on this set, you do have 2 stickers, 1 sticker for each Technic panel. And you can see them right here, they do go on, and if you can get them just right, they do look fairly good, kind of nonsensical designs, just Technic to be kind of Technic-y's sake. However, you make up your own opinion. Make up your mind. What do you think? Another thing people kind of do and don't like would be his shoulders. Now, the shoulder design is actually quite unique. It's custom, it's new, I personally have not seen it before, and it looks really nice. The mobility is quite fine, it works how it's intended. On the downside, it means that his shoulders are going to bump into his head, so if you try and outstretch his arms outward, they're going to bounce right into his head and kind of crowd that space. Another downside is we can see there are red axles right there. They're very blatant, and if you do not like that, you're not going to like it here. That generally covers Kopaka. He looks quite a bit different from his prior incarnation. However, a lot of people actually seem to quite enjoy him. Let's go ahead and hop over to his little buddy, Melum. So, a lot of people kind of mixed about Melum. This is actually going to be a real quick segment because there's not a whole lot to talk about with this particular creature. He's actually kind of short. He has the new pieces for the wave. He's got the new crystal pieces and the new piece of unification, same as Kopaka. However, he also has the gold and blue mix on the creature head, and as you can see, it's very detailed, very intricate, however it's also quite hollow. Now Melum's gimmick is that he's kind of rhino-ish, or so I understand, and his arms, contrary to Tarak's going up and down, his go forward and back. On the tail, if you bring it all the way up, the arms come all the way back. You put it all the way down, the arms will go all the way forward. Kind of like a super awesome, super frosty hugging edition set. Yeah, let's hug! So it does work as advertised. However, he's kind of bare bones. There's not a whole lot of meat and potatoes to the set. See, his arms are really only two primary components. You have the hand piece with two little claws, and then you have that one joint, and then you have the function. So there isn't a whole lot of posability you can do with Melum. It's somewhat limited to the back and forth, and then the one joint, acting as, I guess, his elbow. He also has the open ball joints, which you may or may not mind. I'm not sure. Other than that, he's fairly standard for the creatures. Putting his arms down to pose him looks kinda awkward, so you may or may not appreciate that. That's essentially Melum. See, I told you it would not take very long. If there's something I missed, feel free to comment below. Let's get into the Unity. Unity works the same as pretty much any of the other Toa. Let's begin by popping off the standard version of Kopaka's mask and replacing it instead with the gold one, and the popping off function works pretty much as advertised. Then, take Melum and bring his arms up. Make him look like he's at a super cool party. Take Kopaka and line up the pin and the axle on Kopaka's back with the pinholes on Melum's front. Go ahead and snap them into place. Now there are two ways that you can bring Melum's arms down. You can either A, put them on top of his shoulders, on top of Kopaka's shoulders, kind of like Onua and Tarak, or follow how it's advertised on the packaging and bring them to the side and put them on the ends of Kopaka's shoulders. So he has a lot more bulk going outward instead of upward. Then, go ahead and take Melum's head and bring it all the way down on Kopaka's mask. Just kind of lie it there because it will not snap into place. Keep in mind Melum's legs are short enough so where you don't really need to worry about where they are. You can bring them up if you want, however they're perfectly fine just kind of dangling there. And that's it. You're pretty much done. A lot of people actually really like this Unity, specifically because of how it adds more white and more gold to Kopaka, which a lot of people feel he needs. They also like the design of the horn kind of sticking up, helps that it's white. It does add some bulk to Kopaka's back, but all of the Unity and the creatures do. Most people consider this to be Kopaka's complete form, and a whole lot of the debate regarding whether or not the creatures are a good idea to have around because it means that the Toa are incomplete, mainly stems from Kopaka, since Kopaka and Melum are part of the same set, and technically speaking, if you don't have them unified, it is not the full set. However, what do you guys think? Let me know either in the comments below or on the TTV message boards at board.ttvpodcast.com. Finally, our personal TTV recommendation. We actually do recommend this set to you. It's not half bad. You do get a creature and a Toa, so you don't have to go out and buy them separately. And technically speaking, the value is still there. A $15 Toa and a $10 creature runs you the same price as Kopaka and Melum. Additionally, a $20 Toa and a $10 creature is higher priced than Kopaka and Melum. So I'm not personally sure as to whether or not Kopaka is a $15 Toa. However, in some cases, the value is still there. One thing to mention, and that I know a lot of people are not happy about, is that this set does not come with a shadow trap, which is kind of unfortunate because we have seen them illustrated specifically in the Journey to 1. We know there is at least some kind of a design out there for them, and the pieces do exist to make them real. So that is kind of unfortunate. I know a lot of people will be quite dismayed and disappointed that it does not come with one, even though they're not only on the box art, but in the show. However, even with all that in mind, we do personally recommend you this set. So, thank you all very much for watching. What do you guys think? Post your comments below or on the TTV message boards at board.ttvpodcast.com, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.